This is Podcast Bootcamp Series 3, number 40317 for identification. The podcast doctor is in. Pacing and delivery is a technique to be learned. In this video cast, we'll move past podcasting basics into what might be called an advanced technique. When I was a gopher at WICC in Bridgeport, Connecticut, local radio stars were disc jockeys. The best of these excelled at making comic remarks. This technique had a name, patter. So-and-so had a great line of patter. FYI, this is how Rush Limbaugh got his start. I wasn't particularly interested in performing. I spent my time in the back channel activities learning to write, especially news. On-air tip number 1. Speak a little faster than normal. Slow down for emphasis. This is where rehearsing your copy helps because you can experiment with different pacing and add interest for your listener by varying your delivery. If you speak too quickly, it will sound as if you're shouting to your listeners. Remember, they have tuned in to hear you. Don't disappoint them. Read with confidence. At least 3 read-throughs or more. Speaking with variety will please your listener, and they may overlook 1 or 2 minor glitches. Edit out major stumbles. Live broadcasters have a cough button for on-air emergencies. I usually tell my guests not to worry about background noise. It just adds to the homemade nature of what I do. FYI, some background noise may be compensated by enabling the noise gate in GarageBand. Remember these few techniques. Rehearse until familiar, speak a little faster, slow down for emphasis, vary your tone to add interest, look for a voice coach. Finally, know what you'll say before you hit record. Next time on Podcast Doctor, it's not the words you use, it's how well you tell your story. Learning to recite. Join me then, won't you? This has been Podcast Bootcamp Series 3, number 40317 for identification.